Long, long ago, in a cozy little house right at the edge of a deep, green forest, lived a sweet little girl with her mother. Everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood because she always wore a beautiful red cloak with a hood that her grandmother had made for her. One sunny morning, her mother called her into the kitchen. "Little Red Riding Hood," she said, "your dear grandma isn't feeling well. She's tucked up in bed. I've packed a basket for you to take to her. Inside, there's a bottle of fresh milk, a loaf of warm bread, and some creamy butter. It will make her feel much better." Little Red Riding Hood was a kind girl and loved her grandma very much, so she happily took the basket and set off right away. "Be a good girl," her mother called after her. "Go straight to Grandma's house, and don't talk to any strangers on the way." Little Red Riding Hood promised she would. The path to her grandmother's house went right through the heart of the forest. The birds were singing, and the sun was peeking through the leaves. It was all very lovely. As she skipped along, a big gray wolf suddenly stepped out from behind a tree. Little Red Riding Hood didn't know that wolves could be dangerous, so she wasn't scared at all. "Good morning, Little Red Riding Hood," the wolf said with a sly grin. "And where are you off to so early in the day?" "I'm going to see my grandmother," she replied cheerfully. "She's sick, and I'm bringing her a basket with some milk, bread, and butter to help her feel strong again." "Oh, how very thoughtful," said the wolf, his mind already racing. "And where does your grandmother live?" "Her house is just a little further into the woods," said the innocent girl, "under the 3 big oak trees." The wolf had a wicked idea. He wanted to eat both the grandmother and Little Red Riding Hood. To distract the girl, he said, "Look at all these beautiful flowers. Why don't you pick a lovely bouquet for your grandma? She would love that." Little Red Riding Hood thought that was a wonderful idea. She stepped off the path and started gathering a big bunch of colorful wildflowers, completely forgetting her mother's warning. While she was busy picking flowers, the clever wolf didn't waste a second. He ran as fast as he could, taking the direct path straight to the grandmother's house. He arrived in no time and went tap 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 on the door. From inside, a weak voice called out, "Who is it?" The wolf made his voice sound high and sweet, just like a little girl's. "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood," he squeaked. "I've brought you some milk, bread, and butter from Mother." "Oh, how lovely, my dear," said the unsuspecting grandmother. "Just lift the latch and come in. I'm too weak to get out of bed." The wolf lifted the latch, burst into the room, and in one big gulp, he swallowed the poor grandmother whole. Then, feeling very full, he found the grandmother's nightgown and cap, put them on, and climbed into her bed. He pulled the covers right up to his chin and waited. A little while later, Little Red Riding Hood arrived at the cottage, her arms full of beautiful flowers. She noticed the door was already open and felt a little strange, but she went inside anyway. She walked over to the bed. "Good morning, Grandma," she said, but she was quite surprised. Her grandmother looked so different. "Oh, Granny," she said, leaning closer, "what big ears you have. All the better to hear you with, my dear," the wolf replied, trying to keep his voice soft. "Granny, what big eyes you have," she said, still puzzled. "All the better to see you with, my dear," said the wolf. "But Granny," she went on, "what big hands you have. All the better to hug you with, my dear. Oh, Granny, what a terribly big mouth you have. All the better to eat you with." The wolf roared, and with that, he leaped out of the bed and swallowed poor Little Red Riding Hood in a single gulp, just like he did with her grandmother. Now, with a very full belly, the wolf felt sleepy. He lay back down in the bed and soon began to snore very, very loudly. Just then, a woodcutter was walking past the cottage. He heard the loud snoring and thought, "My, the old woman is snoring loudly. I should check if everything is all right." He peeked inside and saw the big gray wolf asleep in the bed. "So, it's you, you old villain," the woodcutter thought. He knew just what to do. He quietly took his axe, and with one swift move, he split the sleeping wolf's stomach open. And who do you think popped out? First, a very surprised Little Red Riding Hood, and then her grandmother, both safe and sound. They were so happy, and thanked the woodcutter for saving them. Little Red Riding Hood learned her lesson that day, to always listen to her mother, and never, ever talk to strangers in the forest. And they all celebrated together, happy to be safe again.